Welcome back to another episode in this series all about misconceptions. I got my Bible for this one. Where a community has formed, there are always going to be people who badly represent that community. And I know for sure that there are Christians out there that do misrepresent God and give Christians and Christianity and religion in general a bad reputation. But hey, we're human. So from one human to another, let's talk about all of the misconceptions around Christianity. Grab a tea, this is gonna be a good one. Oh, there's a hat. Oh, shout out to the seagulls who won't shut up. I need my voice coach. Number one, Christians are all the same. You can drink the exact same beer at a completely different pub. Just because Christians follow the same Bible and their core beliefs are the same, it doesn't mean that they practice in the same way. There are some churches that I've been to that have a period of worship for 40 minutes, but then there are also some churches that I've been to that only have a 4-minute worship set. Communion every Sunday, and some churches that don't. Some congregations sit in pews, others sit on the floor. It doesn't mean they're a better Christian. Number two, Christians have a ticket to advance in life. Some people believe that Christians have a better, more successful life because they follow Jesus. This isn't necessarily true. Just because you're a Christian, it doesn't mean only good things are going to happen to you. Trust me. Following Jesus doesn't necessarily make your life easy, but it definitely makes your life more simple. Christianity is simple. I can sum up the Christian faith in 10 words. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. If you believe that, my friend, you're a Christian. Simple as that. Number three, Christians are judgmental. Let me get my Bible. Ta-da! In Romans chapter 2 verse 1, it says the following. You therefore have no excuse. You who pass judgment on someone else, for at whatever point you judge another, you are condemning yourself, because you who pass judgment do the same things. What that's basically saying is, you can't possibly judge another person when you aren't perfect. And I can guarantee you I'm not perfect. Sue me. Let me just get one thing straight. We don't hate gay people. Christians have such a bad rep when it comes to the LGBTQ community, and it's such a shame. The Bible is a Christian's bread and butter. At no point in this book does it say that we should scrutinize, hate, or persecute any other person. In Colossians chapter 4 verse 5, it says here, be wise in the way that you act towards outsiders. Make the most of every opportunity. Let your conversation always be full of grace. We are told to love one another like we first loved ourselves. And we are taught not to be selfish in this love. So on behalf of all those Christians on the sidelines of any gay pride event, shouting hate, throwing abuse, and holding disrespectful signs, I'm sorry. But this is a prime example of misrepresentation. Christians are not called to make judgment. Number 4, Christians demean women. This is a tricky one, and I feel like perhaps I could do a video just on this topic, but let me keep it simple for this video. Romans chapter 2 verse 11 says that God does not show favoritism. That means he doesn't love men more than he loves women, and vice versa. I can definitely agree that there was a very negative cultural view of women in biblical times. Jesus definitely challenged these cultural views. In fact, in every gospel, the writers actually testify to Jesus treating women no differently to men. Number 5, Christians do not have a good time. Meaning we don't party, we don't drink, we don't go clubbing, and we just generally stay away from all fun things. I can confirm that I am partial to the odd beer, or 9. Yes, it does say in the Bible that we need to look after our bodies, so don't go downing 4 bottles of wine and thinking that you're going to feel okay in the morning, because that's not the case. In fact, God very much encourages us to look after our body as if it were a temple. While it's not a good idea to be surrounded in an environment where temptation will stare at you in the face, you just got to ask yourself those simple questions. Am I going to get in trouble? Yes. Should I do it? Probably not. Number 6. Christians are really pushy. Many believe that Christians force their beliefs on other people. And maybe that has been the case and you've experienced that personally, which is why we have a bad reputation. While we are encouraged to share our faith and not be selfish in the love and freedom that we have been so gracefully given, there is no passage in the Bible that I can find that demands us to push it on other people. Number 7. We have no proof. Do atheists have proof? Number 8. Jesus didn't exist. There's actually more evidence that Jesus existed than Caesar did. He is a historical figure, just like King Henry VIII, Margaret Thatcher, Napoleon. It's whether you believe that this man, Jesus, is the Son of God or not. But denying history only makes you ignorant. Number 9. Christians are pushovers. This is a difficult one because I have actually struggled with this in the past. Having a loving nature and following the ways of Jesus doesn't mean that we are pushovers. While it is important to be forgiving and to show grace and love and a lack of judgment, it's important to find the balance of not being a doormat or a pushover either. I suppose it's just a good idea to pick the people that you hang around wisely, to choose people who lift you and don't drain you. Finally, number 10. Christians are perfect. Well, I can only speak for myself, but I am not. We act, we emote, we respond like any other human being on the planet. Imperfectly. It states in the Bible that we all fall short of the glory of God, and Christians are no exception, unfortunately. What it does mean is that I'm a child of God who has been set free from sin through grace, mercy, and unfathomable forgiveness. Christians were called to love, not to be perfect, not to judge, and definitely not to misrepresent God. We're encouraged to share our faith, not force it upon people. I really hope that I've stomped on some misconceptions today that perhaps you thought were true, or perhaps reaffirmed any of the beliefs that you already had. And while I have my Bible out, I might as well share with you something pretty cool. In Psalm 139 verse 14, it states that you and I are both fearfully and wonderfully made. And I believe that to be true. And so here we are, fearfully and wonderfully eradicating these 10 misconceptions about Christianity. I really hope you're enjoying this series about misconceptions, because creating them have been pretty fascinating. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, cheers!